In a bold and controversial statement, columnist Dan Wootton has declared Elon Musk, J.K. Rowling, and Joe Rogan as the biggest freedom fighters in the world. The claim has sparked heated debates, with supporters applauding their outspoken stances on free speech and individual rights, while critics accuse them of courting controversy under the guise of defending freedom. Wootton praised the trio for challenging what he describes as the growing tide of cancel culture and authoritarian thought policing. According to Wootton, these figures have taken on battles that few others are willing to fight, making them champions of liberty in an increasingly polarized world. Elon Musk, the tech titan championing free speech. Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has become a vocal advocate for free speech, particularly since his acquisition of X, formerly Twitter. Musk has repeatedly criticized censorship and positioned the platform as a haven for open dialogue, even at the risk of platforming contentious voices. Supporters argue that Musk's emphasis on transparency and free expression is a necessary counterbalance in a tech industry dominated by centralized control. Critics, however, claim his decisions, like reinstating banned accounts, blur the line between free speech and amplifying harmful rhetoric. J.K. Rowling, defending feminism in a cultural crossfire. J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series, has faced both admiration and backlash for her outspoken views on gender and women's rights. Wootton praised her for enduring unprecedented vitriol while standing firm in her beliefs. Rowling has argued that her concerns stem from a desire to protect women's spaces and rights, framing her stance as a fight for freedom of thought against what she views as a monolithic ideology. Critics accuse her of perpetuating harmful stereotypes and alienating parts of her fanbase, but her defenders see her as a voice of reason in a fraught cultural debate. Joe Rogan, a platform for unfiltered discussion. Joe Rogan, comedian and host of The Joe Rogan Experience, has been lauded by Wootton for giving a platform to voices across the ideological spectrum. Rogan's podcast, one of the most popular in the world, often features long-form discussions on controversial topics, from COVID-19 policies to political polarization. While fans praise Rogan for fostering open dialogue, detractors argue that his lack of editorial oversight can spread misinformation. Wootton contends that Rogan's willingness to discuss contentious issues is precisely what makes him a freedom fighter in today's climate. A divisive debate. Critics of Wootton's proclamation argue that labeling these figures as freedom fighters oversimplifies complex issues and downplays legitimate concerns about their actions. Analysts warn that such declarations risk polarizing public opinion further, reducing nuanced debates to binary conflicts. However, supporters claim that figures like Musk, Rowling, and Rogan are necessary counterweights to a culture they see as increasingly intolerant of dissent. They're not perfect, one commentator observed, but they're willing to fight for the right to think, speak, and challenge the status quo, and that matters. A turning point for free speech? Whether celebrated or criticized, the trio's influence is undeniable. Wootton's declaration underscores a growing divide over the meaning of freedom in an era of heightened cultural and political tensions. Are these figures trailblazers for liberty or polarizing provocateurs? As the debate continues, one thing is clear: the battle over free speech and cultural values is far from over, and figures like Musk, Rowling, and Rogan will remain at its center.